right, boys and girls, today we're going to talk briefly about equivalent fractions. Remember, it was something that most of us were working on when we left school. And so I thought that's where we should pick up with our math instruction. So in this word equivalent, I hear something similar to equal. So equivalent means equal fractions. Not necessarily that the numbers are the same, but the space that the fraction covers or takes up is the same. So let's look at two fractions. Okay, 4/6 and 4/8. If I look at 4/6 and 4/8, in order to see if they are equal, they have to cover the same amount of space. So I could not compare this rectangle divided into equal parts with a circle because they would not cover the same amount of space. So I have to compare rectangles to rectangles. Okay? So I know that I'm not perfect in trying to draw to the side, but you get the idea that this box represents 4/6 and this box represents 4/8. Well, if I color in 4 of my 6 boxes, and I color in 4 of my 8 boxes, as you can see, my 4/8 does not cover the same amount of area as my 4/6 because I had fraction circles or something that I could show you, and I cut these off right here, and I laid these 4 boxes on top of these 4 boxes. These 4 boxes take up more space or more area. So let's see if I had two fractions. I had 3/4 and 9/12, and I wanted to know if these two fractions were equal. Well, I could draw a circle and divide it into fourths, and I could draw a circle and divide it into twelfths, and I could shade in 3 of the 4 boxes or parts, and I could shade in 9 of the 12 parts, and I could see how many we have if the area is the same. Or I can do a little trick. So let me show you what that trick is. 3/4 and 9/12. What we want to know is this space the same as this space? And to find out, I can check the ratio or the amount of difference. So I have 4 and I have 12. I want to know 4 times something equals 12. Is that right? Do you know 4 times what equals 12? Good, it's 3. 4 times 3 equals 12. Well, to keep the same ratio, what I do to my denominator, I must also do to my numerator. If I multiply my denominator by 3 to get 12, I also have to multiply my my numerator by 3. So I have 3 times 3 equals 9. Is that a true statement? Yes, it is. So 3/4 is equivalent to 9/12. Okay, let's try another one, and I'm going to leave this one blank, and we're going to fill it in. I have 1/6 and so many twelfths. Well, I want to know how I can make 1/6 equal to something twelfths. Well, what do I need to do here? Can 6 times something equal 12? Yes, it can. 6 times what equals 12, boys and girls? Good, times 2. 6 times 2 equals 12. So what I do to the denominator, I must also do to the numerator. So 1 times 2. 1 times 2 is equal to 2. So 1/6 would cover the same amount of area or space as 2/12. They are equivalent. All right. What if you had the larger fraction? What if I had 5/15? Hold on just a second. All right, sorry about that. Okay, so I have 5/5, and I want to know how many thirds it would take to be equivalent to 5/15. Well, we can go backwards. 15 divided by what will give you 3? 15 divided by what will give you 3? Excellent. 5. Well, what I do to the denominator, I must do to my numerator. So I can divide 5 divided by 5 is equal to 1. There you go. Let's do one more before I turn you loose on your boom card assignment. Your boom cards today will look exactly like this. It will have a complete fraction and it will have a fraction with a missing part. So let's try a hard one. I want to see, can I trick you today? I have 36/48. Dr. Matthews, it's too early in the morning to try to do this kind of math. I believe in you. Even though I haven't seen you in 2 weeks, I know that you can solve this. What I do to my denominator, I must do to my numerator. So 48 divided by what equals 8? Excellent, 6. So what I do to my denominator, I must also do to my numerator. So I must divide 36 divided by 6, and I get what? Awesome, 6/8. So 36/48 is equivalent to 6/8. Okay? So on your boom cards today, you're going to have problems just like this. Some you have to multiply and some you have to do some division. So take your time. I know that you can do it, and I want you to be proud when you get done. There is no reward at the end of your boom cards when you rush. So take your time. It's a lot easier to have 90 on the first try and be done than it is to get a 40 because you rushed and then have to keep working until you can get up to 80%. Okay? These will be for a grade, classwork grade in math, so take your time. Send me a private message if you need some help. Thanks.